we gotta place the camera right there. Okay. So, welcome to Drizzland. Welcome to the Wrestlemaina 33 showcase. And what this show is pretty much a. Well, let's get into discussions about what happened, things that should have happened, and let's talk about the matches. That's what we're going to talk about too. So we're going to start off with a kickoff show. And the whole entire time I was trying to watch this, my God, the internet connection was just really, really bad. It just kept lagging. So I mean, I'm not sure if anybody else had any problems with WWE programming the last 24 hours or not, but we've had a lot of issues with online stuff and things like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm actually gonna have to recreate a whole nother account to get back in to my whole library of videos, which I'm gonna have to eventually start adding all over again. I'm gonna have to just create a whole new account because apparently it's not recognizing my email address or password, which is weird because I don't know. Anyways, just wondering if anybody else had any problems with that during anything the last 24 hours or not. So, the Hall of Fame show, from what I saw last night, very, very good. I love the Kurt Angle speech that he did. He made a lot of references to jokes, from the Attitude Era with things that he was involved in, like matches and things like that. The Beth Phoenix induction was great. I really enjoyed that a lot. And the other stuff too as well. I mean, the Diamond Dallas Page thing was really good. The Rock and Roll Express was entertaining with Jim Cornette. And you guys, we got to see Kelly on the red carpet. She was there. We had a lot of former WWE superstars who were there. Ric Flair was there. So yeah, we got to see a variety between new and old talent, which I always enjoy. Now, the WrestleMania kickoff show itself was about 2 hours, some 45 minutes. I can't remember exactly. Frankly, I didn't watch the whole entire thing. I was just mostly interested in the matches and stuff. It was really good to see Shawn Michaels and Booker T and Lita there. That was cool. And obviously, Renee Young was there anyways. But we had a segment with Paul Heyman when he was being interviewed by some new broadcasters, which I'm not really sure who any of these people are, frankly. I guess they'll become female wrestlers down the road, maybe. I don't know. WWE, the WWE Media Center, or whatever it is called now in Florida, I'm not quite sure, is always picking up new talent and bringing them into the fold for WrestleMania. So, let's get into the matches. We had Austin Aries versus Neville. Solid match. Could have thought could have been a little bit longer. I don't know. I really hope that the rumors that are going around about them getting rid of the Cruiserweight title is not happening, because that's the main reason why I watch Raw, honestly. I mean, yeah, some of the other stuff is okay, but I mean, the Cruiserweights, you brought on all the talent and now you've got to develop it, and I just hope they don't give it up, and stop doing it. So we saw a solid match between Austin Aries and Neville, but of course Neville wins, which I'm not too thrilled about. I'm not really a Neville fan. He's okay. I'm more of an Austin Aries fan myself. I think that he should have won that match. The Baron Corbin match with Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship, that was a solid match, you guys. That was one of the best matches of the WrestleMania card. I mean, it was non-stop action, lots of counters, lots of taunting. I mean, I don't know. It was just an entertaining match. I dug it, too. And let's think here. What else happened during the pre-show? Andre the Giant Memorial, whatever it's called. I don't know. That was entertaining. We had Rob Gronkowski or whatever his name is from the New England Patriots was sitting ringside and interfered in the match and speared Jinder Mahal. Um, and then Mojo Rawley wins. Frankly, I thought that match, I don't know. I think it could have gone longer, and I think that the wrong person won, if you want my honest opinion. I feel like because Big Show is going to retire, it sounds like, next year, I feel like he should have won. Boy, I think you guys dropped the ball on that one. I don't know. And then we had some guy from some young talents from China that was in there. I don't even know who the guy was, frankly. Or even Ziggler should have won that, frankly. But I don't know. WWE, what's going on with managing matches? Like, was that just thrown in there for Mojo to win because Ryder's injured? I don't know what's going on there. Well, somebody, I don't know. So, then we get the actual show, WrestleMania, when it starts kicking in. And the stage was amazing. I thought they did a great job on the presentation of WrestleMania this year. I don't know. I thought it was really cool. So let's get into the actual matches. The SmackDown Women's Championship match. Am I the only one who's like, what the hell was that? Like, um, a double sharpshooter by Natalia. Has anybody ever seen her do that before? I never ever seen her do that in her whole entire career. Um, and I don't know. It was just a wacky match. I don't know. A lot of weird stuff in it. And I felt like it kind of dragged on a little bit. And I guess I wasn't too interested in it. I think Alexa Bliss retained the championship. I believe. I didn't really see the end of the match, honestly, but I just thought it was kind of a weird, way of making the women of SmackDown. And that's the other thing too. Like, why was not Kelly when she's supposed to be going to SmackDown? From what everybody has been telling me, why was she not in the match? We get Carmella, we get Becky Lynch, we get Alexa Bliss, we get Naomi, but we don't get Kelly, we don't get any other talent that we should have got for that match. The women's division, it sounds like, is really thin on SmackDown right now. Well, Mickie James, that's the other person who was in the match too. And I was really impressed with Mickie James in this match. She even did her DDT. And she looked good in the match. She's back in shape. I mean, she looks great. That's who I think should have won the championship, if you want my honest opinion. I mean, she's been a, diva forever, and I feel like they just dropped the ball on that. So let's talk about the high points of this WrestleMania, which I think the Hardys coming back to Raw and in the ladder match winning the championships over Cesaro and Sheamus and Enzo and Cass and Gallows and Anderson. I think that's great. You need some shock value to WrestleMania, and I think that's where you got it from right there. So glad that the Hardys are back. I think that it's long overdue. It's been way too long. I'm glad that they settled their differences and that people are starting to get along now, and they're bringing back some older talent. That's great. I think they should do that. So let's get into, hang on here, the Universal Championship match between Goldberg and Lesnar. Honestly, I thought it was a pretty good match, but I really thought Lesnar pretty much showed who was boss in that match. I mean, I don't know. I just didn't see Brock losing like 3 times in a row. That was not gonna happen, honestly. Goldberg had a good run. It was good to see him after all these years, but I think at this point in time, he should be on the ballot to go into the Hall of Fame next year. For one of the WCW wrestlers, I think he belongs in the Hall of Fame. If you want my honest opinion. Let me think here. The Shane McMahon AJ Styles match. Wow, that was some crazy shit. I don't know. I mean, we had counter after counter. We had, Styles do the clash on him. We had the calf crusher, which Shane reversed it. I don't know. That match was just crazy. I really enjoyed everything in it. I thought it was really awesome. And of course, my main man, Mr. Styles, phenomenal. Mr. Styles won and beat Shane O'Mac, which I was happy about that because I am a AJ Styles fan. I think he's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and I think he showed it at WrestleMania tonight. So, and let's see here, the Kevin Owens Chris Jericho match. That was a good match, but I feel like they could have, made it longer than what it was. I thought it was kind of short. And that's all I can really say about that. Other than we had some pretty interesting moves and finishers that were blocked and countered and stuff in that match. Unfortunately, Kevin Owens did win the United States Championship, so we're not really sure what's going to happen with the Chris Jericho situation. Some people say he's going to be leaving and going on tour with his band and maybe coming back next year. I mean, if that's what happens, that's what happens, but we don't really know right now what's going to happen with that whole issue. Let's think here. The Bayley match with Sasha and Nia Jax and Charlotte was probably one of the better high moments, honestly, throughout the night. Lots of action. Bayley retains her championship. I like that. That was awesome. So that was, a good thing for WWE after the last few weeks. Now, the Triple H Seth Rollins match, and I think I've talked about this in this video before. Is it me, but was Seth Rollins a little off? I know that he's been battling injuries, and boy, I don't know. I think a lot more could have happened during that match that didn't. I don't know, where was Samoa Joe? Like, that's what I don't get. Like, if he's supposed to be this, I'm a destroyer and I'm Samoa Joe, and I'm from NXT and I'm unstoppable. Really? And yet you're not on WrestleMania. You're nowhere to be found. They don't even have you backstage. You're not even backstage hanging out with people. You're not even there. Like, what's up with that? Like, seriously? I don't know. If I had to give this a rating, I would say it's probably an 8.5, not really a 10. They meant well and they did their best, and I appreciate it. In the championship match between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, I think was pretty much dominated by Bray Wyatt at the beginning. I mean, he was just kicking Randy's butt pretty much the whole entire time. But again, WWE seems to not want to push Bray Wyatt. They give the title, to Randy Orton from SmackDown. And so now we have Lesnar and Randy Orton as champions. Boy, I don't know. I thought for sure Randy Orton was going to lose that match, but I guess that's what we get in WrestleMania. So, unfortunately, I don't really know who won the Undertaker Roman Reigns match. I didn't really even get to see it, so if somebody has, comment below and let me know who won. I don't really know. I'm really hoping that Undertaker did win the match, because I don't really like Roman Reigns. In fact, I'm going to vent on Roman Reigns. Spear, Superman punch, drive-by. That's pretty much Roman Reigns. Honestly, you don't really get anything other than that with his talent right now. And I don't, if they choose to trade him during the next draft to SmackDown, I mean, that's their choice, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure who Raw would even get to replace him. I mean, unless Styles goes to Raw, which that could help Raw financially in the ratings. I don't know. I mean, I was just a little bummed because we didn't really get to see Kurt Angle that much. We didn't really get to see Mick Foley other than like the Hall of Fame ceremony. I don't know. I mean, I thought Beth Phoenix would have been one of the referees, like a guest referee for like the women's championship match or like the SmackDown women's championship match. I mean, I'm glad Mickie James is there. Like, that's cool. But and so we also heard that Drew McIntyre has signed a contract with NXT to start wrestling with that promotion. Which isn't me, but wouldn't it make more sense to sign him to SmackDown to have like some type of a rivalry with Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship? Hello, that makes a lot more sense. WWE creative, whatever. It's your show, but that's what I would have done. Boy, I don't know. I didn't really watch the music performance. I don't really care about any of that stuff. It's okay. So that was pretty much it. Just to sum it up, WrestleMania 33, I thought was a fairly good show. I just really wanted a little bit more of Kurt Angle and maybe Mick Foley a little bit. I don't know. I mean, and Austin wasn't there. The Rock wasn't there. Hogan wasn't even there. So what's happening with that? Because we've heard rumors about Hogan coming back, but yet we haven't even seen him. He hasn't been on Raw. He hasn't been on SmackDown. Not on NXT. So what up with that? Why isn't he on TV? So what's going on? Seriously. WWE is still in contract negotiations with a few other talents right now to bring in some older wrestlers, which I think is good for the NXT brand, and I think possibly for SmackDown and Raw could benefit from that too. So hit the like button, subscribe, add me. This is the WrestleMania Showcase 33. And let's really hope that next year we have a lot more organization with WrestleMania and things are planned out a little bit better. And we need Finn Balor. Like, why is he not on WrestleMania this year? Well, what's going on with that? So, and Sting, like, we should have had some type of thing with Sting or something too. I don't know. Like, I mean, I would have thought after Sting losing that match to Triple H a few years ago that he would have interfered in the Seth Rollins match, and helped Seth Rollins, And I want to say really fast too, like, here's 3 people that I think that should be Raw general manager now. I think you should either give that to a former talent from the Attitude Era. Like, I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rob Van Dam. I mean, somebody different. I mean, Kurt Angle even. I don't know. I mean, somebody. Like, I mean, Hulk Hogan if he wants to do it. I mean, Paul Heyman. I mean, just don't put Stephanie as general manager, and the commissioner or whatever. So we don't want her having both jobs. Frankly, I would be better off having Raw without Stephanie McMahon. My opinion, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think she's anything to brag about. And I mean, she does a lot of work for the company, and that's awesome, and I appreciate it. But I just think that she is good behind the scenes. But I think most fans now are getting to a point now where we're like, okay, we're really sick of Stephanie and Triple H. So can we get some more diversity here? I mean, could the Undertaker, if he's going to retire, could he come in and be the general manager? Could Kane come in and be the general manager? Um, I don't know at this point, but Eric Bischoff's also been in that fold too. He's been, interviewed for that too, and we don't really know what's happening with that. He might even be named general manager. So, um, but hit the like button, add me. This is the WrestleMania 33 showcase. So peace, everybody, and have a wonderful, wonderful week.